This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 8th day of November in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Just over a year after the Caribbean Court of Justice reduced the sentence of convicted murderer Bibi Gopal to 30 years with eligibility for parole after 15 years, Gopal, who was found guilty and jailed for the murder of her daughter Nisa Gopal, has been released from prison. On Friday, when contacted on reports of Gopal's early release, Director of Prisons Nicklon Elliott denied that she had been released and told news source that she remains in the prison system. However, when contacted today after new reports surfaced of her release, Mr. Elliott confirmed the early release and sought to explain the rationale for the release. At first, he said that she had been paroled and released from prison. But news source had earlier contacted the chairperson of the parole board, Deborah Kumar, and she said that the parole board had no role in the matter, since Gopal's release or an application for her release was never taken before the parole board.
No, Mr. Mosley, the matter did not engage the parole board, at least not under my leadership, which commenced June 2022. So I am not aware. We have no application for that person before us, nor did the board deal with any application. Nothing. I'm just as surprised as you are.
When that information was relayed to the prison director, he changed his story and said Gopal's release was based on other factors, including the reduced sentence, time served, remission, and good behavior. Mr. Elliott said with those factors in place, there was no need for the convicted prisoner to make an application for parole, since she was eligible for a full release, and it was that full release which was granted.
When her sentence was calculated as for prison time, correct? Yes. So the time that she spent on remand was also included in the order to be deducted. And I think our case profile is on the CCJ website. It included the clause which was attached there.
Yeah, but when these matter happens, wouldn't the case still have to appear? Because the CCJ said she would be eligible for parole after 15 years. So the parole board is saying...
No. All right. Where would she appear? They said she would appear. Where do you mean she would appear?
Before the parole board, isn't that how it works?
No, it doesn't work like that.
So then what is the purpose of the parole board? If she's up for parole, shouldn't she appear before the parole board or send an application before the parole board?
No, so providing if when we finish calculating our sentence, right? And the time remaining in prison, then the person can opt to apply for parole. But if the person's sentence, when they finish calculating, including the clause that they would have indicated, and once her sentence is up, well then there's no option for her to apply for parole because her sentence is up.
Based on the prison's calculation with the inclusion of time served and other factors, it would then mean that Gopal's total time of remission added up to 7 years, which according to one senior prison official appeared very high. News source understands that on several occasions a total of 90 days were removed from Gopal's sentence. Initially, 90 days were removed for her work with the prison in making face masks during the COVID-19 pandemic. But even after that project came to an end, there were a number of occasions where additional 90-day periods were removed from her sentence after being granted by prison officials. There are also reports that a new prison record was created for Gopal with an earlier release date, thereby allowing the early release. The Nisa Gopal murder case was a high-profile case. The teen's lifeless body was found in a suitcase dumped near a creek along the Linden-Suslike Highway back in 2010. The teen's mother and her stepfather were charged for the murder and found guilty by jury trial. However, they appealed the case at the Court of Appeal, which affirmed the convictions but reduced the sentences to 45 years each. The two took their appeal further to the Caribbean Court of Justice. The matter was heard, and in August of last year, the CCJ dismissed the conviction against the stepfather, Jarvis Small, resulting in his release. But the court affirmed the mother's conviction. However, it reduced her sentence further to 30 years in jail, with the possibility of parole after 15 years. Gopal was quietly released by the prison service a few weeks ago and has been resettling in her Western Marara community. However, the secrecy surrounding her early release, the calculations used for the early release, and the complete shutout of the parole board have raised a number of new questions. More news coming up in just a moment.
Oh my lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPSCCU, people helping people.
Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai has indicated that indigenous Guyanese, particularly those residing in the Northwest District near the border with Venezuela, have found themselves living in fear amid the build-up of Venezuelan military troops close to the Guyana border. While rejecting Venezuela's claims to two-thirds of Guyana's territory, the Minister of Amerindian Affairs told the National Assembly on Monday that indigenous Guyanese are already feeling the impact of Venezuela's increased aggression and threats.
Mr. Speaker, Venezuela has now gone beyond provocation. On the northwestern area of Guyana, mainly Amerindian resides there, and they are living under intimidation and heightened tension. And they will be impacted the most. In fact, all of Guyana will be impacted. And this will continue if Venezuela is allowed to continue to fuel this controversy.
And stating that Venezuela should not be allowed to fuel the controversy, Minister Sukai said the neighboring country is a clear threat to the peace and security of communities that line the border.
Further movements of military personnel, and I suspect arsenal, by Venezuelan military on the shores of Guyana represents a confirmation that the government of Venezuela continues to misrepresent the 1966 Geneva Agreement. The same agreement by which the General Secretary of the United Nations exercised his mandate to commit the resolution of the controversy at the International Court of Justice.
And opposition member of parliament and indigenous leader Vincent Henry told the National Assembly that Essequibo is home to the indigenous people of Guyana and will remain their home, notwithstanding the threats and provocations by Caracas.
Mr. Speaker, Essequibo is our El Dorado. It is our home, and we are proud to live there. Mr. Speaker, please allow me to say that the indigenous peoples of Guyana stand firmly with all Guyanese in saying to the world that Essequibo, our El Dorado county, is ours and will stay ours.
On Monday, the National Assembly unanimously passed a resolution denouncing Venezuela's ongoing claims of Guyana's Essequibo region and the country's planned referendum on the border controversy. Prime Minister Mark Phillips has declared that when it comes to the border controversy with Venezuela, the time for negotiation is over. He made that message during his presentation in the National Assembly on Monday. Venezuela, even with increased acts of aggression against Guyana, has been pushing for the two neighboring countries to resume talks, notwithstanding the fact that the controversy is currently before the International Court of Justice. As he rubbished Venezuela's claims to Guyana's territory, the Prime Minister made it clear that President Finale will not engage in any negotiation over Guyana's sovereign territory.
Mr. Speaker, there must be no, and I quote, Bolivarian peace diplomacy, end of quote, in our diplomatic language with Venezuela. There must be no resume legal behavior between us and Venezuela. President Ali would not have to sit down to negotiate with Venezuela according to Delcy Rodriguez, whether we want it or not. That will not happen. Mr. Speaker, the matter is before the International Court of Justice. Time for negotiation is over.
The Prime Minister, who is a former Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, said there will be no dialogue or meeting between the two presidents.
Mr. Speaker, Essequibo is no board island. No concessions. True bilateral. No to invasion. No to annexation and other acts of aggression. Let the ICJ rule. Let the ICJ be the judge and deliver a final judgment on this controversy that has outlived its usefulness to both the peoples of Venezuela and Guyana.
He said Venezuela's unfounded claims to Guyana's territory has gone on for way too long, and the regional international communities must stand in support of Guyana.
The seizure of Guyana's territory, if allowed, would amount to the grave international crime of aggression. It is essential to understand that neither a government nor its people, under international law, possess the authority to seize, annex, or encroach upon the territory of another nation. International law strongly prohibits such actions. Guyana formally rejects Venezuela's persistent attempts to undermine the sovereignty and integrity of our nation.
The Prime Minister said Venezuela's decision to hold that referendum on the Essequibo region is in violation of international law. He said Guyana maintains that the controversy, spanning more than 6 decades, will be resolved by the ICJ.
We maintain our trust in the ICJ, believing that its judgment will align with international law. Most importantly, as a nation and a people, we stand resolute in defending our country's sovereignty and territorial integrity while respecting boundaries and our neighboring nations.
Prime Minister Phillips said Guyana has firmly rejected any attempts by Venezuela to disrupt its peace. He said Guyana will continue to advocate for the cause of international law. He said Guyana will continue to advocate for the case to be dealt with by the ICJ. He said Guyana will continue to advocate for the cause of international law to achieve a peaceful resolution to the controversy.
It's back again! The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Make My Wish Come Through Christmas promotion is here. What are you wishing for this Christmas? It's another exciting Christmas promotion designed with you, our members, in mind. This Christmas, you can win big. Household appliances ranging from a fridge, washing machine, gas cooker, dining table, television sets, and much, much more. Here's how you can be a part of our Christmas promotion. You must be a member of the credit union in good standing. You must have an existing loan or must have taken your first loan with the credit union. You must fill out a coupon with your information clearly marked. Coupons for this promotion can be uplifted from our head office at Lot 45 Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or from any one of our regional representatives countrywide. Promotion runs from October 30th to December 15, 2023. What are you wishing for this Christmas? GPSCCU, people helping people.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good.
Yeah.
Feed your cravings, chocolate rich. You'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos. Feed your cravings, you know you want to. Here comes the craze.
It's bite-sized cheer.
John Lewis Styles is proud to introduce for the very first time their own brand of women's clothing. A line of hand-picked styles and designs of modern and contemporary women's clothing. Fashionable enough for the young. Styles that are timeless, and quality that you're accustomed to. Choose from t-shirts, tops, pants, jackets, shorts, dresses, and even hoodies. So come see our new women's line on Waterloo Street on the 2nd floor. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
A joint operation between the police and the GDF Coast Guard has uncovered a more than 10-acre marijuana farm in the Upper Berbice River area. The police said at the farm, investigators found 30 pounds of marijuana seeds along with 10 acres of marijuana plants, measuring between 3 inches and 10 feet in height. A total of 58,000 marijuana plants were found and destroyed. The police said the operation was triggered by information it received. At the farm, makeshift camps and farming tools were found, but there was no one in sight. All of the marijuana plants and seeds were destroyed. The police said the total value of the destroyed drugs stood at over 1.2 billion Guyana dollars. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Still on the police blotter, an intelligence-led police operation in New Amsterdam today led to the seizure of a shotgun with over 200 rounds of ammunition and 98 pounds of marijuana. The police said 6 persons, including a 17-year-old boy, have been arrested in connection with the bust. A statement from the police force said during the operation, the lawmen seized an unlicensed 12-gauge shotgun, along with 125 12-gauge cartridges, 19.32 rounds of ammunition, 49 Gecko carbine ammunition, 41 9mm ammunition, and 58,000 Guyana dollars. The police said a total of 98 pounds of marijuana was also found. The investigations are ongoing tonight as other suspects related to the bust are being sought. The U.S. government, through the U.S. Agency for International Development USAID, is continuing its support of Guyana's health sector. Newly appointed U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Nicole Tarriott, has handed over 13 solar-powered vaccine refrigerators to the Ministry of Health. The pieces of equipment, which are valued at $160,000 US, will be used in healthcare centers in remote areas of Guyana. The U.S. Embassy said a recent assessment revealed several challenges in maintaining a stable cold chain within health facilities in Guyana's hinterland. And responding to the need, USAID, through its collaboration with UNICEF, procured the solar refrigerators to maintain the cold chain, thus ensuring the vaccine's potency and reliability. The refrigerators will provide consistent access to vital immunizations, improving equitable healthcare access and significantly reducing the risk of preventable disease outbreaks in the regions. The embassy also said the donation underscores the importance of reliable vaccine storage and will provide a significant cost savings by maintaining the viability of the vaccines. The U.S. ambassador noted that the solar-powered refrigerators symbolize the U.S. government's shared vision of reaching every corner of Guyana with essential healthcare services.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Sorry!
Jack?
Hey!
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th, my NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man, you didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Across the region tonight, 2 people taking part in an anti-government protest in Panama were shot dead yesterday by an unknown assailant. Aggravating social tension that has gripped the country over a lucrative mining contract sparked demonstrations. The deaths come as street protests by thousands of Panamanians during the past weeks over the new mining contract signed with a Canadian mining firm spilled into wider discontent with the government. 1 person has been arrested in connection with the deaths. Roadblocks set up by protesters have caused up to $80 million in daily losses to businesses, according to Panama's Association of Company Executives, with schools closed nationwide for over a week and more than 150,000 medical appointments missed. The Association of Teachers of Panama said on Twitter that the perpetrator of the shooting is a U.S. resident, though that could not be confirmed by the authorities. Officials have urged people to end the protests, though construction workers and teachers' unions have vowed to continue taking to the streets until the first quantum contract is cancelled. Venezuela has objected to a decision by the International Criminal Court to resume an investigation into alleged human rights abuses that could constitute crimes against humanity by Venezuelan officials. Venezuela's lawyer Ben Emerson argued that the prosecution had not indicated clearly enough which cases it is investigating, so it cannot be certain they do not overlap with national prosecutions. In a June ruling, the ICC said that Venezuela's own investigations were not enough to trigger the complementarity principle, where the court can only step in if a country is not already investigating the same suspected crimes. The Venezuelan government has accused political opponents of manipulating some incidents of human rights abuses under the rule of President Nicolas Maduro. Caracas says it is already investigating claims of abuses and that large-scale crimes against humanity have not occurred. In 2020, the International Criminal Court prosecutor said there was a reasonable basis to believe that government and military officials in Venezuela had committed crimes against humanity since 2017. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reports that at least 1 person has been killed after a Russian missile struck a civilian ship entering the Ukrainian Black Sea port of Odessa. According to the Southern Defense Forces, the Liberian-flagged vessel was struck by an anti-radar missile. The ship's pilot is said to have died, while 3 Filipino crew members and the port worker have been injured. Russia has not yet commented on the incident. Ukraine's infrastructure minister confirmed the incident on social media, adding that the ship was supposed to be transporting iron ore to China. Ships entering and leaving the port of Odessa have been at risk of Russian attacks since Moscow pulled out of a deal earlier this year that allowed for the safe export of Ukrainian grain. The Russian Defense Ministry said it regards all cargo ships in the Black Sea bound for Ukraine as potential military targets. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable night.